What's up, guys? Max here, the skinny guy that has given hope to every other skinny guy out there that you can be strong and still not look like you lift. I'm going to get into a little topic on this video, but the last time you saw squats, you saw me do 300 pounds for 4 sets of 8, and then you saw me fail on 320 pounds for a set of 5. So this week I do the same regimen. I do 4 sets of 300 pounds and a set of 320 pounds, and we'll see if we can get it. I actually threw up in between sets 3, after set 3, I believe. I went and threw up, but then I came back and cranked out 4 and 5, and we'll see if I can hit all the reps. But I wanted to get into a topic. What do you think is a strength potential for someone? I mean, is there truly? I know. Let's be realistic here. We're not talking about squatting 900 pounds, but I mean, every time you go into the gym, you got to remember that strength is really relative to everyone. This 300 pounds on my back feels so heavy, and then I'm like, how in the world do people like Brandon Campbell squat like 500 pounds? Like, I'm just like, that is so heavy. So I mean, like, what do you guys think is your max potential? Does everyone have the same potential? Let's talk about squats. Let's just talk about squats. So, do you think that every single person has the potential to squat the same amount of weight? I mean, regardless of what rep schemes they may choose, regardless of what linear progression they do, how much calories they're eating, do you think that every single individual can, let's take 500 pounds. Do you think everyone at some point can squat 500 pounds? Or do you think that some people just will genetically never be able to have the strength to squat 500 pounds? And that's a really good, topic. It's a really good, interesting, thing to think about, because, the weight on my back right here, again, feels, so heavy, but, Brandon Campbell's squatting over 500 pounds for reps. And I'm like, how in the world does he do that much weight? I'm like, yeah, okay, his legs are a little bigger, he's a little older, more training. But I'm like, how in the world can I throw on 200 more pounds on my back and drop my ass down to the floor and then get right back up again? It's a really good question, but you always got to think about where you came from, guys. Where did you start? You started from the bottom, and now you got up here, as Drizzy Drake would say. But, when I first started squatting, I thought 225 pounds was crazy weight. I thought, wow, 225 pounds sitting on my back, and all I have to do is go down to the ground and get back up, right? But it's not that easy, and strength progression is something that it happens over time. You won't even notice it. I mean, obviously, for tracking your progress, things like that. But I look back, I'm like, when did I actually think that 225 pounds was heavy? I mean, I can crank out 225 for 30 reps, which is crazy. And before, when I first started lifting and squatting, I couldn't do that. And there was even a point where I was strong, but I don't think I could ever. I was like 315, man, that's gonna be so crazy when I can rep that out. And now I'm repping it out. But and by the way, my legs have grown. They are now 22 and a half inches, guys. So my legs grown about an inch. But it's like, do you think everyone has the same potential to get to the strength? In my opinion, is I don't think that everyone has the same strength potential. Realistically, I think Matt Ogus could get up to 240, 250 pounds probably on the overhead press for a max rep. I realistically do not think in my lifetime I will ever press 240 pounds on the overhead press. I really do not think I'll ever be able to do that. I don't have the dedication or the time to gain that much size, and I just don't think I could do that. That's just significant amounts of weight. But you never know. And you can't. Oh, by the way, I'm rambling over there. Did you see that I got all 5 of those reps? But this topic is great because it goes into things like deadlift. Everyone thinks that my deadlift is so, crazy high. They're like, wow, over 500 pounds or almost 600 pounds, I'll never be able to lift that. Guys, it's all about how much effort you put into it. It's all about your program. It's all about your calories. It's all about everything. It's so, it's not just going in and doing the weight. There's so much more to lifting than just actually lifting the weight. There's all the nutrition. There's the mind game, guys. There's everything. What is your opinion, guys? What do you think? Do you think everyone has the same potential to lift the same amount of weight? Do you think everyone can squat 500 pounds at some point in their life? Here you see me swapping out my shoes to you know, do some calf raises. But I realistically think that I think one day I will be able to squat 500 pounds, but I don't see myself doing that in the foreseeable future because 405 was so heavy. And then it's just crazy to think about how much weight people can actually squat. I mean, Brandon Campbell, as much as I troll him, you know, for being an old geezer, you know, he has some crazy strength. But you got to remember, he's been lifting for more years than he hasn't. So, you know, that's the question for this video. What do you think the potential for your strength is? You individually. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you think that everyone can squat 500 pounds depending on how they train. Or do you think that some people just, you know, just will never have it, just will never have that strength or that drive to really see their potential? I hope you guys like this video. Leave comments below. I'll see you later.